Pete, what you got there, man?
Oh, it's called a Guzzle Buddy. They're one of my official sponsors for my show. So you put the top into the bottle, and it turns your bottle of wine into an actual glass and saves you the trouble of having to refill your glass.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'll give you one of these. There you go. God, that's great.
We got the full gamut of radio personalities over here today.
We do.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, and so you know what? Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are at episode 10 of TE Live. Man, what a show we got today. I call this one, Hey, Mr. DJ. I can't really call it a name. Hollie, you're not really a mister.
No.
You go with it? Okay, so
I'll roll with it.
All right. We got Chris Love. Chris Love is over in Ottawa. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I feel like, your 10th anniversary, or 10th show, it's like a 10th anniversary. Do I send you something that's paper? Is it rubies? Like, what's a 10th anniversary gift?
Like, I don't know, myrrh, whatever you got, man.
Myrrh.
I'll work on that. I'll go to the mall and ask for myrrh. Yeah, that works out.
Yeah, Hollie Taylor was
Hello.
105. Was it 105.9? Shine FM.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Enjoy radio and podcasting. Just keep myself busy.
Yep, and she's in Edmonton. We'll talk about 10:16 here later on. And then we got DJ Heathen, all the way in West Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What's up, E?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin, black people. It all ties together. Surprise!
We'll talk about that. That's my hometown, by the way. Born and raised.
Born and raised.
We'll catch up here in a minute. But if you guys don't mind, we'll start with Booty before 8. No, so
Chris Love?
That's not you, Chris. That's what?
I'm sorry, what are we doing? I've been up since 3 a.m. What's going on? I do a morning show.
Yeah.
I'm not awake.
I'll feel that.
What are we doing?
And that's why we're gonna hustle it up, because I know you need your beauty sleep. So we can put you guys backstage, and I'm gonna talk to Hollie for a little while. So okay. So we see you guys in just a minute. Man, I'll tell you, with Chris on here, boy, I'll tell you, we're wired up already.
I know, it's gonna be fun.
How you doing, Hollie? It's been a long time since I even seen you.
I know, it's been a while, and here we get to see each other using technology. If COVID's been good for one thing, it's been great for people reaching across the country and across the street, essentially, just to connect and utilizing technology to its fullest.
Yep, absolutely. So, Hollie, you know what? This also gives me an opportunity to talk a little bit about your career, because, I mean, how long have you actually been in the game? How long have you actually been doing radio?
Ooh, including school, probably 20 years.
What? Really?
Yeah. I started when I was 5.
That's what I was going to say. That's amazing. You could, you know what? That's an easy story to pass by. I'm telling you. Yeah, man, 20 years. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it really is.
And did you all 20? Well, 15 or however many years you've been doing it professionally, all been right there, Shine?
Actually, no. I took a break from radio and I moved to Toronto for 4 years. I went to Harris Institute for the Arts because I really started to get interested in what the bands were doing, the artists were doing, the managers were doing, so the whole music side of things. And so I actually studied entertainment business management just to see what it was like. And it kind of led me into this rabbit trail, and I discovered radio tracking and promotions. I landed in London, Ontario for a minute doing a station management position for a Christian station there. Mm-hmm. So I kind of did in those 4 years just a lot of different things, and then ended up moving back to Edmonton and have been doing the mornings with Johnny Rocket at Shine FM for 10 years this July.
Johnny Rocket, that's my man.
Yeah.
I've been to you guys, I've been to your show. Actually, I've been on you guys' show, but every time I've been, I don't think you were. Have I ever been there when you were there? I don't think so.
I think every time you come in, I was on mat leave.
As a matter of fact, let's go to some of your pictures. We're going to get to that in a minute. So,
okay. Oh, wow.
You get a chance to see a lot of people, and just walk us through a little bit of who you're visiting, who you're on this one.
Yeah, this is actually Anna and Todd, and so they were two of the contestants for, what is it? It was what is the game show? I can't even remember. It's the one where you go across the world. Amazing Race Canada, that's it.
Yeah. Were they on that?
They were on that and actually talked to my cousin. So it was an easy call to make. And I just called them up and said, hey, would you talk about your experience on the show and what platform you're trying to use it for, and share about your own personal stories as well. So Johnny and I use that one actually for the Why Me Project podcast. And that's something that we do through faithstrongtoday.com. Why'd you take this picture?
No, I a lighter side of Hollie. What you got going on there, Hollie? I don't know.
All right. So at Shine, we're pretty much a big old family. And so this was in Red Deer last year for the very last YC Alberta. And afterwards, doing the interviews and being on stages and being able to host that and just be a part of the amazingness that YC Alberta was. And for that final year, we went to Montana's, and they lied and they said it was my birthday. And so, of course, at Montana's, they're so loud about it, the clapping and singing happy birthday. So that's me embarrassed. When I'm embarrassed or I feel awkward, I just smile exponentially large.
Well, you just went with it. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else you got there. And I know we got some pictures of some other guests there. And
yeah. Sharky, Graham Sharky. He was one of our guests as well for the Why Me Project podcast. He's got a phenomenal story. He's got such a huge heart. I love that guy. He's been involved with the music industry for a long time. He's just so creative and just so smart.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see what else you got here now.
A family.
Is that the posse there?
That's my crew, yeah. So my husband, Phil, on his lap is my youngest, Marley, and then Jordan is to, I guess, my right, your left, whatever. So 6 and 4.
Yeah, just an amazing group, And you know what? I get a chance to listen to you guys' show every now and then when I'm in town, and I mean, you guys are really doing some inspiring things over there.
Thank you.
What's some of the things what's some of the stories that you love to be a part of as a radio personality there?
I don't know. I got into radio for many reasons, but a lot of it was just to be there for people as a source of encouragement. And so through the music that we get to play, the stories that we get to share, I love all of that because there's so much negativity in the world that it's just nice to be a part of something that's positive and still entertaining and hopefully puts a smile on people's faces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you guys do that, and you do it really well and funny too, man. You guys are funny.
We try.
Johnny got great chemistry, and it's no reason. I mean, I'm not surprised at all that you guys have been together this long doing that show.
Yeah, 10 years. My goodness, I should get a medal.
I know. Hey, let's talk a little bit about 1016 Entertainment. What's that about?
It's essentially a radio tracking and promotions company. We're independent. And so during my stint in Toronto, that's when I learned about what radio tracking and promotions was, because at that point, I kind of thought it was just something that labels did when they were promoting new music out to the different radio channels. And so I discovered that there was an independent route as well. And it also wasn't really a developed role in the Canadian Christian music industry. And so I just thought it'd be a really great opportunity to marry my schooling from NAIT for radio broadcasting and then my schooling when I went to Harris Institute for the Arts, kind of combine them. And that has also now been going on for 10 years. In fact, we're coming up 11. And so we've had the opportunity to work with some amazing contemporary Christian artists like Love and the Outcome, Dan Bremnes. We've been able to work with labels and then indies and just new artists who are just starting. And so it's been such an amazing experience to be able to have my feet in both worlds, both helping the artists, but then also still having fun and doing radio.
Ooh, so there is a hustle in radio.
Yeah.
And you're doing it.
I am trying. Some days more successfully than others.
Well, that's perfect. That's perfect. Well, you know what? I hope you can stick around. We got some really fun things. I got some fun questions I want to ask you, but I also want to invite else on, and that's DJ Heathen. He's all the way in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man. I saw you eating chips, man. You eating chips?
Yeah, I mean the wine. Like I've been 3 hours of wine drinking. I needed something while I was hanging out in the green room. Thank you for the chips in the green room, by the way.
Where are my chips?
You in the wrong green room.
Got water.
You're in the wrong green room, Hollie.
Oh man.
I'm enjoying it.
So yeah. So Hollie, you know what? I'm asking you to come back. You know, here I got Hollie does the Christian radio, and then we got DJ Heathen here. So I'm gonna let you go, and I'm talking.
Sounds good.
Brother, you gotta tell me, like, so how you doing out in Milwaukee, man?
I'm good, man. All things considered, we're doing the same thing as most of the other cities. 2020 brought us the back end of a tropical storm. Go figure. So it's just it's a lot going on right now. Yeah,
I tell you, man, the connection. We honestly, I'll just have to tell our viewers that we really didn't know each other.
No.
All of a sudden, we start talking a little bit, and we know some of the same people like pretty intimately.
If you're of melanin descent in Milwaukee, you probably have a connection.
That's
one
right.
way or another. You know somebody that knows somebody. 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah. If we talk 15 minutes, I'm sure we'll come up with at least 30 people.
Easily.
Yeah, that's right. So, man, how'd you come up with the name DJ Heathen? That's what I want to know.
So it would really help if I could remember the name of the story. But in high school, we were reading a book for English class, and in the story, there was a kid who lived in this small town, and every day, everybody in the town woke up, and they did the same thing over and over and over. And so this kid that was in the story was just like, I'm not doing what everybody else does. I'm my own person. Like, I don't want to be what everybody else is. And so they called him a heathen. Okay. And I was like, well, when I DJ, I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to do what everybody else does. And so I kind of took on the moniker, and I just kind of ran with it ever since.
Oh, man. That's a good story, man. I like that. I actually like that back there behind you too, man.
Thank you. I was walking through the mall one day, and it just spoke to me, and I had to have it. And then my friend made these by hand to compliment the one behind me. So I appreciate that. That means it was a good investment.
Yeah. So now, I just a little bit of history. I mean, you started in radio. Kind of give us your story about how you got it, because a lot of people, and I asked Hollie the same thing, a lot of people don't see the path to being on radio. You know what I mean? It seemed like a narrow path.
So it was a cross between luck and randomness. So when I started, I didn't start out in radio, but I think anybody who DJs always has a desire to eventually get to radio. Mm-hmm. So the way I started is I just loved music. I had a bunch of CDs. My granddad owned a bar, and when people couldn't afford to pay like a real DJ, he would hire me to come in with these CD books and kind of just play. I would just play whatever. Somebody broke into my car one night, stole all the CDs. And at the time, we had a poetry night at my job, and they had a DJ, and I basically asked him to show me the ropes, and he agreed. And from there, it kind of spawned into what it is today. Coming out of that, which we talked about, I wound up linking up with Tony Neal, CEO of the Core DJs. I went to Record Pool to show you how long ago this was. Went to Record Pool for my buddy, met Tony for the first time, and I was just like, yo, this guy is like the coolest guy in the world. And so I started just sitting, like I would just sit on his couch, and I wouldn't say, like I would come and I would just sit there as long as possible until he kicked me out.
Just
so I just kind of soaked it in, and from there we kind of built a rapport. I don't know if you know DJ O, but DJ O was doing some mix show stuff and some music director stuff over at WKKV here, and they needed some on-air mixers. I submitted a mix. I was one of, I think, 6 mixers at the time who got picked to be on air. And then I was at WKKV for the past 5 years. And I just recently resigned from that position about 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay. And now you're doing your online show. Periscope.
The Hump Day Wind Down.
The Hump Day Wind Down.
Yes, sir.
On Wednesdays.
On Wednesday nights from 6 p.m. Central Standard Time to 9 p.m. And then it just kind of snowballed into this Hump Day Wind Down guest host call in. It just turned into like this whole kind of radio show. So I took what I learned at KKV and kind of applied it to a different platform. So it's kind of a radio show, mix show kind of thing.
Yeah. And you've got some sponsors too, I guess now.
Yes, I have my lovely guzzle buddy situation here, which is my best friend on Wednesdays.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad you shared that story with us, man. And I got some pictures here because that's kind of a this is now picture. Is that what that is?
That was about a year ago.
Yeah. Here, let's take another look. Like now that is a trip down memory lane because you got a lot more hair on your face than
I was just going to say I was still trying to hold on to some hair. One of my favorite like to meet Rick is just all like if you are of any level of like hip hop wrestling, like being able to meet Rick is just completely dope. It was completely random. I was actually at a DJ retreat. At the time I was in the core DJs, and it just so happened that he was staying at the hotel we were at, and he walked in in like the height of us doing like a promo. And I felt bad because he walked in when everybody was in the lobby, so like he couldn't like do or go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so after it all kind of cleared out, he was just sitting at the bar, and I think in that picture I was maybe 19, 20. So I was really timid. I kind of walked up to him, was like, excuse me, would you be willing to take this picture? And he was super polite and cool. But I couldn't miss up the opportunity to grab a flick with Ric Flair. That's just not it's not possible.
For those who don't know, that was the Nature Boy.
Rick,
you doing 90s hip hop?
So the Wednesday show is kind of an eclectic group of whatever we feel like doing. It just goes with the wind. And then sporadically I'll do I have a red light quiet storm show that I do sporadically, a 90s show, and a house party show. So house parties is all up to date, current kind of a situation, but it just kind of depends on when I have time and what mood strikes me.
Okay, good. Well, we'll make sure that we get some information from you as to when and when we can jump on your show.
Cool, I appreciate it.
I got one other guest I want to get to join us, and that's Chris Love, and Chris is over. What's up, C?
What's happening? I like DJ Heathen. I've never met you, and through the miracle of video, I'm getting to know you. I like your vibe. I'm tuning in.
That's what.
Thank you. I will. I've been to Toronto, and I want to see more, so I will come pay you a visit. If you have a reason for me to come, I will be there.
I'm a few minutes up the road. I'm in Ottawa.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't care. I love Canada. I had a blast. So just let me know.
But you guys got good beer. Milwaukee's got good beer.
We do. I will bring you, if you've never had any, I'll bring you some Pabst Blue Ribbon if you haven't had Pabst. Pabst is the greatest.
PBR? Come on. We got PBR here. That's good stuff. Yeah, damn.
I wasn't sure if you did.
Where you go.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, with DJ Heathen, just stick around, man. If I can put you backstage here for a minute, I want to talk to Chris, and I'm going to bring you guys all back in just a second, okay?
Cool.
All right.
I love it.
Hey, Chris.
Love it.
Good to see you, man. Another friend I haven't seen in a long time. Thanks for joining us here on Terrell Edwards Live.
You know what, buddy? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I was hoping to be in Edmonton in July, but, COVID and everything, right? But the next time I'm out, we'll go and we'll get some PBR.
Yeah, you remember we did that live show? Man, it was like maybe, I don't know, maybe it must have been like 10 years ago now. It probably wasn't that long.
Make-A-Wish. Yeah, it was for Make-A-Wish.
Make-A-Wish, man. Yeah. And you got quite the history. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yours, because you've been everywhere. You've done everything.
Well, I mean, it's radio, right? Nature of the beast. I've been in Vancouver, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Toronto, London. I'm now in Ottawa, which is great. I'm closer to my daughter, which is really, really lovely. But I'm in Ottawa doing the morning show with Sandra Plagakis, a really wonderful, testy Greek lady.
Yeah.
Who just she'll put me in my place real good sometimes. But yeah.
Let's take a look at some of those pictures, because I think she thinks she comes up.
Yeah, Sandy P, right? Oh, yeah, okay.
No, that's not that one, but you can take us to, who's that right there?
That is a buddy of mine. His son is an actor. He's 13 years old. He's on ABC's A Million Little Things. He's a voice of Paw Patrol.
Okay, let's keep going, man. He's got more work than me.
That's my hall pass right there. Am I allowed to say that on your show?
Is that Kesha, man?
I think every guy, every lady will admit that they're in a relationship, but they always have the hall pass.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and look at me. I look like a 12-year-old boy standing next to her.
Yeah. Yeah. You look. Your cheeks are a little rosy on there too.
Oh man, yeah. So Kesha's there, and of course that's my daughter Lily, on the left there. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous boy. I'll tell you, a lot of glitter that night.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, but you can't tell me like you probably got 20 years in the business, right?
Yeah, about 20 years. Yeah, a lot of moving, a lot of bouncing, a lot of stories, a lot of cool people.
And I guess I mean you can tell some stories about how the industry's changed, because I mean you were just talking to DJ Heathen there a few minutes ago. You know, he's still on the they still say ones and twos, man. I'm gonna ask him that later.
Yeah, well, that's a great question. You know, ones and twos, wheels of steel. What wasn't that a phrase back too? I don't know. Radio's changed a little bit for sure, because anytime anybody wants to hear a song, it's so accessible. You pick up your phone and you say, play this song, whatever it may be. Music is everywhere. But right now, especially during these times, the escapism of radio is so important with, everything that's going on in the world, right? But radio to me is more about the conversation and the stories. It's always been, what's happening in between the songs. Now that's more important than ever. That's what people need. That's what people want. But particularly, it's all about the escapism right now. People tune into radio because they want company.
Yeah.
They want to laugh a little bit. They want to escape their normal life.
Yeah.
But they still tune in because they want to celebrate great moments too. They want to celebrate being in love. They want to celebrate, the weather. They just want someplace to go. And so years ago, they said radio's dying. Radio is on its way out, but far from. Radio still is so important to our culture, our society, our community. I mean, it ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, let me ask the rest of our two other guests to come back, and they may be able to jump in on this conversation. But radio itself, the personality. When you hear radio personality, a lot of people don't get a chance to see you guys. I mean, until just recently here. Recently, people have been able to actually put a name to a face.
Mm-hmm.
Do people say, "Oh, it's finally good to meet you" when they do actually see you guys out?
Generally. Usually they're surprised about how I look compared to how I sound. That's
that's probably
they don't think they align, or
they're like, "Oh, I thought you were blonde."
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah. I thought you were taller. I thought you were this.
Yeah.
And then they leave disappointed.
Yes. Yes. So I'm sorry to disappoint, guys.
But I mean, we know you guys. I mean, we feel like we know you guys. We get on and we listen to you in the morning. We look at you in the afternoon. DJ Heathen, we come to your show because we feel like we know you guys. You know what I mean? And there's a part of comfort in knowing that you guys are going to always be there when you're there. But it's kind of like what you said, Chris. You guys have got to take some comfort in knowing that you're making a difference and giving somebody something beautiful in the time that they're listening.
Yeah, and radio is more vulnerable than ever now. We reveal so much, and we just just reveal so much of who we are and our soul. Again, it's what's happening in between the songs is very important, and to be able to relate and to create connections and create friendships on the air, with the audience. I mean, it's bigger than ever right now.
Yeah. Do you guys find the same people are calling in?
Oh yeah.
Well,
we've got our regulars.
Yeah, you always have the regulars, but then, you always ask, is this your first time calling? And they're like, yeah, I'm so nervous. And, it's fun, but people dig it. People love it. I want to play this game and see if I win one of those things Heathen's got.
Well, you know what? You have to wait no longer because it's game time.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm going to lose. I'm way past my bedtime.
You guys got your noise makers with you, and then joining us here, my faithful assistant Olivia. She's gonna come on and tell you how to play the game. What's up, Liv?
Not much. How about you?
Hey.
Good. Go ahead and run it down to her.
All right, let's get to it. So Terrell's gonna ask you guys music-related questions. You have to be the first to buzz in with your noisemaker in order to answer the question. If your answer is correct, you win the points. But if it's incorrect, the second person to buzz in has a chance of stealing the points if their answer is correct.
That's right.
Oh man.
All right.
Now I'm gonna switch it up here a little bit because I know you guys do trivia. You guys are giving other people trivia questions sometimes, and
No, we just give stuff away. We don't make people work for it.
I got some crazy questions I'm gonna come up with. Some of them are music related, some of them are not. But this first one is gonna be the telltale. How quick are your reflexes? All right. Olivia, thanks for sharing that information. I'm gonna have the wheel.
Thanks, Olivia.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck, guys.
All right.
I'm gonna need it. Straight up.
Check this out, guys. Look at that.
Oh, that is fancy.
Fancy.
The wheel is here. All right. If you guys heard the instructions from Olivia, you know that we're going to spin this wheel in a couple minutes, and I'm going to ask you a question. Be prepared to make some noise with that noise maker, okay? Daryl, let's go ahead and spin that wheel. Let's see what we got. All right.
Lose a turn.
I am watching this like with full intent. Like, where is this going?
We've never ended up on lose a turn or broke. It's crazy. But this first question is for 300 points.
Whew.
How quick are your reflexes? I want to know. All right, this is a quick one. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Name 3 bears. Go.
Name
3
what?
bears?
3 bears.
Yeah. Oh, not the 3 there. I'm sorry. Name 3
Like-
types.
Oh. Grizzly, black and white.
I missed that one. There's no white bear.
Yes, there is. It was in the news. It was in Banff. There is a white bear. It's super rare. Mic drop.
You can't just name colors of bears.
I'm like
Black bear,
the 3
grizzly
little
bear.
That's like saying indoor bears, outdoor bears, zoo bears.
I'm like the 3
I
bears
feel
that
like
had
I'm right on
horns.
this
I didn't know
one.
they had names. All right, cool.
Okay, well, you know what? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it up to contestants. You guys think we should give her those points? Actually, I think Heathen, you actually clicked your stapler first, but
Yeah, it's true.
I did, but I needed clarification, and then Holly got it in my clarification situation because I was going to say Chicago Bears. I was not fully clear on the question. I got it now, though, but at first, okay.
All right, so Holly, you know what? We'll give you. I don't think there's a such thing as a white bear, but okay, all right, we're gonna go.
I'm
It's
gonna
called a
Google
polar
this.
bear.
No, it's like a rare white grizzly.
Okay, we'll give it to Holly for creativity. It's fine.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Question number 2. Let's spin the wheel. This is a multiple choice. We can spin the wheel. What was the other one? You said white bear. What else? Black and what else?
Brown.
Grizzly. I said grizzly. White bear. Oh, I don't know. White bear and Banff. I'm Googling this.
And I've been drinking, so this is going to be even more sad.
All right. Check it out. 250 points are on the board. Nearly 40% have done this in the past 2 months. Nearly 40% of the people have done this in the past 2 months. One, A, had an argument with significant other. B, created self-isolation playlist. Or C, put a hair out. I think I heard Chris first.
Chris had it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is music related. We got music people on. I'm gonna say created a playlist.
That's right. Created self-isolation playlist.
Oh, good call.
Nearly 40% have done this in the past 2 months.
It's amazing.
Amazing. Here we go. All right, now if you guys have seen this show before, you know that we go into our double bonus round here in question number 3. So that means that this next question is going to spin the wheel, and that question, if it says 250, it's going to be worth 500. So let's spin the wheel, see what we got. Still a pretty tight game. Heath, all hope is not lost, man.
It's all good. I'm drinking, so I'm still happy either way. I can't lose.
He's a winner. Look at the thing he's drinking. He's fine.
It's all good.
All right, okay, where we are? 250. 250 again.
All right.
All right. This is a tough one. I gotta tell you. All right. When was the first commercial broadcast ever? What? You know that out?
100 years ago. I don't know.
I thought she was going to give a year. Like, how in the world?
1920. I don't know. Stab in the dark.
Is it multiple choice, or are we supposed to just randomly guess a year?
She's right. It's 1920.
Oh, wow.
What?
She's right.
Wow.
KDKA was the first commercial radio broadcast in 1920, November 2nd. Wow.
We just celebrated the radio 100-year anniversary a couple weeks ago.
Well played, Holly. Well played.
I had no idea.
I took
No
a
idea.
stab in
Good
the
for
dark.
you, Holly.
Thank you.
Wow. Holy smokes. Okay, that was a good one. I didn't think anybody would get that one. All right, here we go. Another double bonus round question. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see what we got here.
No Kesha questions? Good at that.
Well, once we pulled your pictures, I figured I pulled all the Kesha questions.
Yeah.
She did his research.
All right, here we are. 450 points. This is a double bonus round. Double bonus round, and the question goes a little something like this. What is the longest leading Billboard 100 top 100 song in history? Is it A, Boys to Men, One Sweet Day? B, Debbie Boone's You Light Up My Life? Or C, Little Nas X, Old Town Road? Go ahead, Chris.
I did that too early. I shouldn't have. I'm gonna say that middle one. No. I'm gonna say Little Nas X.
I'm sorry. Your time's up. Is it DJ Heathen? What you got?
Is it Boys to Men? Oh, wow.
B.
Well,
It counts.
yeah.
My process of elimination.
Yeah. And it still was. It was wrong anyway. You said B. It's
See?
Old Town Road, 2019. Little Nas X.
That's what I said.
Oh,
Little Nas
That's
X.
that's what Chris said.
Yeah.
Oh, you said that?
Yeah.
Oh man, you don't. Oh, I'll tell you. I don't know if
He's
you're gonna
trying to
make
teach
it
you,
to an 11th episode, son.
That's why I said B, because he chose C.
I have
Yeah.
again. I have lost.
He tried to cheat you. Chris got it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right, Chris got points. But it's A though. That's why you messed me up. Oh, it's C. That was C.
Oh, jeez.
Who's drinking the wine? Heathen or you?
So Terrell loses his points clearly because Terrell's the one who got it wrong.
Here we
He's
go.
moderating the show. That's
Yeah.
problematic.
Where's Olivia? I'm gonna ask if I can start hosting this
Where's
thing.
Olivia when you need her? Like, definitely.
Man, you guys got me all frazzled, man. I'm losing my hair. Check it out. Here we go. This is the last question is a triple bonus round.
Oh, wow.
Triple bonus round. This is probably one of those questions that you would ask.
Oh, I need to.
Man,
Triple
listen,
bonus.
my jaws are hurting, man.
I like the scoreboard. Somehow the host is minus 900.
I appreciate that, as he deserves.
Oh, dear.
Here we go. So let's spin the wheel. I'm hoping this falls on 900 and just somehow.
Oh, I thought it was.
I'm trying to win backwards. I got this.
Yeah, let's see. Triple bonus round, and we are at
250? That's it?
that's all we get.
Oh
Oh, my
I love this game, even though it's rigged. It's fine. This is not okay. All right.
Let's just pick our points.
15.
Yeah.
15.
I like this game.
All right, here we go. Here's the question. This is for all the marbles.
Oh, dear.
What room is arguments most likely to happen?
Is this multiple choice?
Yeah, it's multiple choice.
Okay.
Oh. Well, It took forever. I'm going to say the bathroom because couples get right together in the bathroom.
Okay, so that's wrong. Okay, so here's the questions. Here's the question. Arguments most likely to happen are A, the bedroom, B, the living room, or C, the kitchen. Go ahead, DJ Heathen.
Bedroom.
Bedroom. Oh, I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Damn it.
What were the choices again? Bedroom, kitchen, living room. Kitchen.
Wow, she's right. She's right.
What?
Yeah.
Good. Because like truthfully, my first answer is totally wrong.
Oh, man.
Well, you're going to say the garage, so.
We're gonna give you complimentary points.
I'm good.
One.
Nobody goes here empty-handed.
In my defense, I'm a mixed show DJ and I'm single. So
All
I
right.
stood no chance.
All right.
These questions were biased and I object.
As our custom, for complimentary, for the complimentary prizes, guys. We got
Sweet.
Yes.
That's not for you, Hollie.
Oh, I won the Lysol wipes.
You got better prize for you.
I got 2 kids.
He's
genuinely excited by that, actually.
We're gonna get over to you. The postal office, the postal service works on you. We'll talk to them after. But Hollie, for you, your name will forever be engraved on this.
Oh, wow.
I am honored. Thank you. Thank you.
Well deserved, Hollie.
I'm number one.
Deserved.
All of that studying paid off.
Oh man, you guys are killing me. You guys are. Hollie, you are episode 10 winner of Game Time.
I do feel bad because my first answer was incorrect.
Okay.
Fine. You also named random colors. It's fine.
I know. Blue, pink, purple.
Name types of bears. Yellow. Okay. Sure. Why not? We can't
Small,
disprove
medium,
that
and
there are
large.
bears. So.
Thanks, guys, for coming. You guys were incredible. We're gonna make sure that we put all of your Instagram information on here. And you know what? I can't say anything.
You're speechless.
I'm speechless. I thoroughly enjoyed myself here today.
It was fun. Hollie, it was great seeing you again.
Yeah, you
Heathen,
too.
listen, man, very cool meeting you.
Yes.
Terrell, we'll see you again next time I'm in Alberta. Thank you.
Yep, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this again. This little reunion thing here.
Cool. And I will add everybody as soon as I watch this again and get everybody's. Yep. Got it.
Beautiful.
Things. Yeah.
It's like a pack. We have a pack.
All right.
I like it.